Ripple, Cardano, VeChain, Dogecoin, stablecoins, Bitcoin hitting 3,000. A bunch of stuff to talk about in this video. Welcome to Everything Currency. I'm your host Jay, and today I want to talk to you a little bit about the Bitcoin price. I want to talk to you about Ethereum and its successful merger. I want to talk to you a little bit about Jed McCaleb and Ripple, what's going on over there. I want to talk to you about stable coins and what retailers think about cryptocurrency. Let's get right into this video right now. Before we do that, like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you're not subscribed to the channel, check out my website, Everythingcurrencycrypto, and check out the HODL shop and get yourself some cool merch like this hat or this cool Everything Currency shirt to support the fam. So looking at the Bitcoin price right now, dollars right now, it's looking like the weekly wants to try to spike up a little bit, maybe get to 3,600, but it's just rounding right now. And on the daily, it looks like it wants to get rejected under the 34, but the 13 and 34 are crossing in a normally a bullish cross, so we'll see what happens right here. Although the TDI is telling us that we're going to have some resistance, so sideways, like I said, we are still going sideways. Looking at the DXY, it just spiked today, so this might be bad for all asset prices. My cousin hit me up yesterday and said, hey, there is a head and shoulders on the S&P, and he did a nice trade today, so shout out to him for that head and shoulders on the S&P. We see the DXY spiked, and hey, that goes hand in hand, right? Looking at the fear and greed index, we're at 11 right now. This is the lowest that we've been in. Actually, no, we've been at 13. Basically, right now, everybody's scared and fearful. People are scared if we're going to have another drop. I think we might have another drop, but hey, maybe we won't. But personally, I think we're going to have another drop. So the market overall is still keeping this bearish tone, having a bunch of bearishness things going on. Of course, with the prices, as long as things are kind of going sideways and not going up, people tend to get pretty bearish. We're just waiting to see what Bitcoin's next big move is going to be for all that good stuff. So Cardano right now, cool, interesting things going on with Cardano. Now, one of the biggest critiques with Cardano was that it was taking too long to come out, and I was always saying that, hey, Cardano might come out with some cool things, but it's going the traditional route. It has to get peer reviewed and all this stuff, so it's going to take a lot of time for them to do what they're going to do over there with Cardano. But Cardano now has 1,000 projects building on top of it, which is pretty cool, although a lot of those projects are cross-chain and 40% of those projects are stable coins. So here's the rundown right here of the projects on Cardano. You can see that 40% of them are NFT collections built on Cardano, which is kind of one of the many things you can do on one of the only things you can do on Cardano in these early phases. But they do have wallets, stable coins, oracles, everything else that you would find on a platform. But hey, they got 1,000 projects building over there, so that's pretty cool. Like I said, a lot of these projects are going to be cross-chain wallets and stuff like that, but they're building up this ecosystem. And hey, in the bull run, I'm going to be looking at some Cardano projects and see if we can find the next 10,000x over there building on the Cardano blockchain for sure. I don't know if we're going to find it, but we're going to look for it. Ripple co-founder Jed McCaleb brings XRP sales to over 500 million year to date. So if you don't know the backstory, Jed McCaleb helped found Ripple, and then after he got into it with the people at Ripple, didn't like Brad and them, they broke up, and then they gave him a whole bunch of coins, and he's been selling them as soon as he gets them. Like as soon as he gets these coins, he has been selling them. What I want you guys to take away from this, especially if you're an XRP holder and you're waiting for that price to move, this guy has a lot more coins to go. He's only sold about half of them, and so far he's extracted about $220 million worth of liquidity straight from XRP, and he's given it to charity. And here it says that he's giving it to charities such as Give Directly, Legacy Bridge, and others. But he has been selling his XRP as soon as he got it, and it's because, and then he created XLM, which is a bit of a competitor to XRP, not a full competitor. They're doing things a little bit different over there at XLM, but he is selling these coins as soon as he gets them, and it I don't know if it's affecting the price or not, but what I'm saying is this: Everybody's waiting for XRP to move, and this guy's extracting $220 million from the hodlers. That's what's going on over there. He was awarded 8 billion XRP tokens. So this is, if he has 8 billion still and he's only sold 5 million tokens, wow. And that's one of the things that you got to take a look at in your cryptocurrencies, is like, where are all the tokens? Who are the holders of all the tokens? If the founders got the most tokens, if the tokens belong to the initial company and stuff like that, that could be an issue, because they could be, you know, like if they end up like Jed McCaleb leaving in a manner that he doesn't want to even hold on to any of the tokens, they could just start dumping them on the market, and that's just, they can do that. It's their prerogative if they want to do that. So moving on, Ethereum successfully moved up to testnet. The biggest takeaway from this is that there are 2 more public testnet mergers before we hit the mainnet, but the mainnet is expected earlier this year. Of course, there's going to be a lot of backlash. There's going to be a lot of good news, a lot of bad news, because there's going to be proof of work people who are hating on the proof of stake. There's going to be proof of stake people who are, you know, having trouble doing their things. They had some minor hiccups and stuff like that, but it is moving forward with proof of stake, and hopefully overall this could help Ethereum's mission to be more scalable in the long run, because that's what we need on Ethereum. We need it to be more scalable for sure. VeChain inks in $100 million marketing deal with the UFC. So VeChain is about to be all over the UFC everywhere, which is pretty crazy. We're about to see a lot of these crypto companies are coming into like major marketing. They have the money to do it. So crypto is only going to become more and more mainstream. That's it. Like people are going to go Google VeChain and see what it is. The first thing they're going to see is blockchain. They're going to see all that stuff. But yeah, so VeChain, definitely one of the cryptos that I like. It's a nice competitor to Track, or I will say Track is a nice competitor to VeChain, since VeChain's in the lead right now. But yeah, they just inked in a nice deal with the UFC, which is pretty dope to see. So I can't wait to see you know, some of these fighters. Can't wait to see some of the fighters with the VeChain logos on and stuff like that, and the logos on the mat. Even though VeChain already has a lot of marketing and stuff like that, they just inked in this 5-year deal. So shout out to VeChain for, you know, spending $100 million to spread awareness over 5 years. So do you think VeChain is going to be around in 5 years? They're trying to spread awareness for 5 years, and they've been here, so that's pretty dope. You want to look for tokens that are trying to do the long-term thing. Do Kwon loses appeal to block the SEP subpoena. He tried to block the SEP subpoena.
What?
I didn't even read this article, to be honest with y'all. I just thought it was funny that he even tried to block the SEC subpoena. He probably should have just went and then told them like, hey guys, I didn't do anything bad. But since he tried to block it, I don't know, that might be giving him a dirty taste in their mouth. But that's not what I really wanted to talk about, because the whole Terra system is going crazy right now. Terraform's labs opposition to subpoenas, so they got a bunch of stuff going on. It's not looking good. Of course, the regulators are going to have to look in and see what really happened over there. There were some things behind, and some wallets that did some things that caused some things to happen, so they need to make sure that these guys aren't the ones who pulled it off. And because of that stuff that's going on, it's the New York issues guidance on stablecoins. Pretty interesting. Now, people don't really like regulation stuff, but this guidance is not actually that bad for these stablecoins. It says, first, stablecoins must be fully backed by reserve assets equal to the value of the outstanding. So, like they got to be backed by, you know, they should be backed by more, but at least be backed. You know, if you say you got $100 in stablecoins, have $100 worth of gold or something, holding $100 worth of dollars, so we can verify that people can get their value when they need it. And this is the big one: the issuer must also offer a clear redemption process. Now this actually might affect Tether, because I know a lot of people can't really use Tether. It only goes to like institutional investors, but their redemption process is pretty interesting. And you have to, if I had $500 or $5,000 worth of Tether and I wanted to go to Tether and get my money, I couldn't. I got to go through a third party. So they're doing some guidelines on that, and there'll probably be some regulation on that in the future. Second, the stablecoin reserves must be held in custody by federally chartered this is the one I don't like, because they're just trying to get us to stick with their old system. So they're saying, hey, look, we need you to have somebody custody those assets, and then we're going to control the people who custody the assets, and that's how they do it. That's how they always done it. And then finally, it says the reserve must be examined by a certified public accountant each month. And this I do like. We should have proof that the money's there. Like if somebody said, hey, we got $100 worth of gold, $100 worth of stable coins, and then next week they took 75% of the gold and sold it, we need to know that. We want to make sure that whatever we're using is legit. So pretty interesting things going on. But hey, we're gonna have some guidelines, and hopefully they're just not too harsh, and hopefully they're not too stupid, and all these dumb bills going along are messing everything up. You already know about that. 80% of retailers think digital currencies will become legal tender within 10 years. And I've also read something that 80% of them believe that they will accept cryptocurrencies within the next 2 years. So it's pretty interesting. I think these numbers are going to grow a lot faster, just being that technology is growing a lot faster and kids are catching on to technology a lot faster. And if this technology ends up being the technology that they end up using, then by the time those kids are 16, they're going to have to switch over. That's just my thought process. Now, this is an interesting article, and I want to get your guys' thoughts on this one right here. It says, anonymous hacker is served a restraining order via an NFT. Now, a restraining order, hold on, let me just tell the story real quick before I tell my start. So, international law firm Holland & Knight serves a defendant in a hacking case with an NFT that was created and airdropped by its asset recovery team. Pretty interesting. But what this allowed them to do was they were allowed to freeze some money up. So approximately 1.3 million in USD was frozen by Centre Consortium, an organization founded by the USDC issuer Circle. So basically Circle froze the money. But LXC got hacked for about $8 million, and then their lawyers served a subpoena via NFT. Pretty interesting. People are saying that this is the future. This is an anonymous person. So how are they gonna know? I'm sorry. but how are they gonna know? Like, it's an anonymous person. Like, I could just say, hey man, I don't know where that NFT went to. I need more backstory on this. I need to see how we're gonna go after this guy if he's anonymous, and it's a it's a restraining order. I'm pretty sure he's not trying to go around you anyway. He's anonymous.
Well, duh.
I'm not sure what type of restraining order it is, so there needs to be more context to this article. But right now I'm looking at this and I'm going, look, we are seeing that NFTs can be used in the legal system, and that's dope. But for serving as subpoena to an anonymous person, I don't know, right? Because he's already anonymous. So unless you got some type of other technology that then allows you to hack into their wallet or do some other stuff, I don't know if there's much you can do about it being anonymous. You're going to have to go ahead and figure out the guy's IP address or something like that. So, yeah. Not sure how that's going to play out in the long run, but this is pretty cool because it's showing that, hey, NFTs do have a valuable place in the legal system. You can record something on the blockchain and it is recorded and it will hold up in some courts. So that is pretty dope to see. All around adoption of cryptocurrency is happening right now while the prices suck. So for me, I think I know what that means. This is not financial advice. What you do with your money is your responsibility. Let me know about anything in the video. Let me know if you want me to holler or talk about anything in the video. Let me know if you need a shout out or something like that. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. RIP to Crypto Roots. Till next time, peace.